Good morning? It's actually really late here, but technically it's morning. Last time we went over what a devil het is and how to perform a dihybrid cross, so if you didn't see it and you need to find out about those, click up here or use the link in the description. So this time we've got a problem. Remember this cross, where we bred two heterozygous geckos together hoping for a blizzard? Well, let's say we went through with the cross, and when the eggs hatched, we got these geckos. If we want to continue with this breeding project, it's important to know the genotype for each one. We have a blizzard, so that's obvious. He can only possibly be homozygous recessive. But the other two, they're both wild type, and our Punnett square for this cross has both homozygous dominant and heterozygous as possible outcomes. So both of these geckos could easily be one or the other. Short of having a DNA profile test, there's only one way to determine their genotypes, and that's a test cross. But for that we have to wait until they're mature. Say you want to sell one of them now, though. In order to properly label it for sale, it's common to include the heterozygote possibility as a percentage. So back to the Punnett square, we narrow our focus to only the possibilities that appear wild type, and we can see that for all the wild type geckos from this cross, the chance is higher that it will be a heterozygote. Specifically 2 out of 3, or about 66%. So in sale, this gecko would be labeled 66% het for blizzard. On the market, you'll also find 25% hets, 100% hets, and all sorts of other combinations. Our last gecko ages so quickly that it's ready for the test cross now. Yay! Okay, to run a test cross, all you do is cross the animal you're uncertain about to one you are certain about. The partner is usually something homozygous recessive. Our 66% het gecko and our blizzard gecko produce these offspring. Looking at these babies, I can tell you with absolute certainty that our mystery gecko is heterozygous. And that's because we got a blizzard out of the mix. A recessive trait needs both alleles to be recessive. We know this parent gave a blizzard allele because that's all he's got. But the other one had to come from this parent, meaning that this gecko is a carrier for the blizzard morph. Our Punnett squares confirm this. If the mystery gecko had been homozygous dominant, we wouldn't have had any blizzard babies. But in genetics, a lot of the times it really just boils down to luck. If with all the geckos from that cross you were just unlucky enough to never wind up with a blizzard, we'd be kinda stuck, short of raising up each baby and performing test crosses on them. The same can be said if our mystery gecko had been homozygous dominant. All of the babies would have been wild type. And looking at them you may just think you're unlucky and didn't get a blizzard. So in animals that only produce a few offspring at a time, test crosses really aren't very practical. But if you're dealing with large clutches, you've got that much more certainty. That's why genetics research is usually done on things like fruit flies that breed by the tens of thousands. Anyways, that is all for now. Hoping it wasn't too confusing. Oh, quick side note. Earlier today I was on the phone with Angel from Legacy Dragons. And did you guys know there are blue-eyed bearded dragons? Just found out about this, and from what she tells me, the original mutation probably occurred somewhere around 4 or 5 years ago. So this is a really, really new morph. And right now there are approximately 15 true blue-eyed bearded dragons living worldwide. It's probably going to take another 4 or 5 years to prove the gene out or figure out how it behaves, but oh my god, just look at it! For more info on the blue-eyed beardies, there's a link down in the description. Anyways, bye and good luck!